Hi. Hi. I'm here with my son, Scott, and we are going to make some butterball cookies. I have a really silly story to tell you. When I started this, oh gosh, about 40 years ago, about 40 years ago, because I'm already 72, I was preparing a batch of dough, and it was really not going anywhere for me. I mean, I was having so much problems with it. Well, in the midst of it, I had thought, well, I don't want to throw this out. I mean, I've got all these ingredients that cost money, and I didn't want to throw it out. So I put my mind to good use, and guess what I did, what I came up with. All the ingredients I had, I put them together and mixed it. I took the dough and I rolled them up into little balls, and then I baked them. They came out, I wasn't impressed because I don't like cookies. I wasn't impressed with it. But I gave them as gifts, and I took them down the street to my mom.
But first with those balls, after you took them out.
Oh, after I took the balls out, I dumped them in, after they were a little bit warm. They were warm, and I took them and I rolled them in powdered sugar. They looked really cute. I don't know, to me I just called them butterballs because they had butter in the recipe. Well, I took them down to my mom's house, and my brothers and sisters were there, and everybody started to eat them, and they thought they were fantastic, fabulous. And they said, wow, what are they? And I said, they're butterballs. I made a mistake, and here they are. And ever since then, my mom, God bless her, she wanted those cookies badly. Every Christmas she'd say, are you making them? Are you making them for me? And I'd get a coffee can, 3-pound coffee can, and I'd fill them up with her favorite cookies. And she'd say, nobody touches them but me. So we're going to get started right on this, and we're going to show you how it goes and what happened. Thank you for listening.
Okay. So, this is the moral of the story. A mistake in the kitchen can become a 40-year family recipe and made year after year after year, right?
Correct. Correct.
So you guys want to put them together?
We sure do.
Well, we will, but let's get back to that in just a minute.
Okay, sounds good.
And then half of that. You could have probably added a little bit more.
Okay, so we had some video snafus earlier, and here we've got Scott and his mom putting these butterball cookies together. So where are we at in the process, guys?
Well, we're debating on the amount of nuts to put into the recipe. I think with all family recipes, once you start making them yourself, you kind of do something a little different than what you're, right? So what we did is, in the blender, or in the mixer here, what we had going on to begin with is a cup of butter, a cup of powdered sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla, and 1 egg. And we mixed that together until it was a little light and fluffy. And then we took some dry ingredients. We took 2 1/4 cups of flour, a pinch of salt, and we started adding that to the wet ingredients to get more of a very light dough is what we have going on right now. Perfect. And lastly, what we're adding in is our nuts, and we used a ground pecan is what we have right now. And I say a cup, Mom says a 1/2 cup, so I say that maybe we go 3/4 cup and call it right in the middle, but you put as much as you want in there, whatever to your taste would be. So,
it's all trial and error.
And I think you would agree with me, Mom, with this. Whenever I'm making something like this and I'm looking at the incorporation, all I do is I take a look at what it looks like when it's all mixed up. And if it looks like there's enough in there or it looks like it's well incorporated, I say it's enough. So what do you think about this? Do you like the way that looks?
I sure do. All
right. So we have about a 1/2 cup of, we are agreeing on a 1/2 cup of a ground nut. We're using pecans. You could use walnuts if you choose.
Right. You can use walnuts and crush them yourself instead of making it really fine to be a little bit more.
Or you can even use you can leave the nuts out if you choose. If you don't like nuts.
Oh yes.
So
people that have allergies to peanuts and things, that would be a good idea not to.
Otherwise, they're not eating your Christmas cookies.
Correct.
They're off the Christmas cookie list.
Correct.
So what we're going to do is, this is all mixed up. Now we just need to let this firm up a little bit. So we're going to put it in the refrigerator, but we're going to use our outdoor refrigerator because we're in Wisconsin. It's cold outside. We just want this to firm up a little bit because ultimately what we're going to do is roll these into about an inch ball or so.
Correct.
And then we're going to bake them at a 325 oven.
Correct, until they brown slightly.
What do you
slightly
think?
brown. Not too much on the bottom. When they're light brown, you take them out. You let them cool a little. Don't put them in powdered sugar, then you're going to dip them in powdered sugar. So you want it to cool just a little, and then dip them in the powdered sugar, and you're all set.
What do you say for time? About 13 minutes?
About 13 to 15 minutes.
Again, the idea behind this is you're going to take them out before they look too brown. So you don't, think of it as like a chocolate chip cookie. Have you ever made a chocolate chip
yes,
cookie?
Definitely.
You take it out before it looks done. And that, you know,
Perfect.
that it's done. Right?
Perfect.
Okay, sounds great. Can't wait to taste these.